Physicists who changed the world. In this video, we're going to meet some of the greatest physicists in history and explore the ideas that changed our understanding of the universe. From Newton and Einstein to Tesla and Hawking, we'll see what they discovered and how their work shaped the world we live in today. Before Galileo, most people believed that Earth was the center of the universe and that everything revolved around us. But Galileo Galilei looked up at the sky through his telescope and realized that things weren't exactly as people thought. He supported the idea that Earth revolves around the sun, a belief that was highly controversial at the time. But that wasn't his greatest achievement. Galileo helped lay the foundations of modern physics by insisting that science should be based on observation and experiments. He showed that in a vacuum, heavy and light objects fall at the same speed. His way of thinking eventually became the foundation of modern science. After Galileo came one of the most influential scientists in history, Newton. Legend says that when an apple fell from a tree, Newton asked himself, "Why do things always fall downward?" That simple question led him to the discovery of gravity. Newton realized that the same force that pulls an apple to the ground also keeps the moon in orbit around Earth. In other words, the same laws apply both on Earth and in the heavens. He also introduced the 3 laws of motion, which still form the basis of engineering, vehicles, rockets, and modern mechanics. Every bridge, airplane, and satellite owes something to Newton's ideas. Now, let's talk about electricity. Today, electricity is so common that we rarely stop to think about it. Michael Faraday discovered that moving magnetic fields can generate electricity. That principle became the foundation of electric generators, and power plants around the world still rely on it. Then came James Clerk Maxwell, who showed that electricity and magnetism are actually part of the same phenomenon. Even more amazingly, he proved that light itself is an electromagnetic wave. His discoveries paved the way for radio, television, Wi-Fi, mobile phones, and the internet. Without Maxwell, this video probably wouldn't even exist. Almost everyone has heard the name Nikola Tesla. Tesla was a brilliant inventor who helped develop the AC, or alternating current, power system. Before that, transmitting electricity over long distances was extremely difficult. But Tesla made it possible to send electricity across cities and even entire countries. In many ways, our modern power grid exists because of his work. Interestingly, many people thought Tesla was crazy, but years later, many of his ideas became reality. And now, perhaps the most famous physicist of all, Albert Einstein. Before Einstein, people believed that time was the same for everyone. But Einstein showed that time itself can speed up or slow down. He introduced the theory of relativity and revealed that space and time are connected. Then came his famous equation, E equals mc squared. It showed that matter can be converted into energy. This idea became the foundation of nuclear energy. And here's something surprising. Without Einstein's corrections, the GPS on your phone wouldn't work accurately. So every time you use navigation, you're actually relying on Einstein's theories. In the early 20th century, scientists entered a world where the rules were completely different, the world of quantum mechanics. Max Planck discovered that energy comes in tiny packets called quanta. Then Niels Bohr introduced a new model of the atom. But things became even stranger when Werner Heisenberg proposed the uncertainty principle. He showed that we can never know the exact position and the exact speed of a particle at the same time. In other words, the universe at very small scales is fundamentally unpredictable. Then Erwin Schrödinger showed that particles can behave like waves. These ideas became the foundation of modern electronics, lasers, computers, smartphones, and microchips. In fact, much of today's digital world is built on quantum physics. Richard Feynman was one of the most brilliant and unusual physicists of the 20th century. He devoted much of his life to making the strange behavior of particles easier to understand. Feynman once said, "If you think you understand quantum mechanics, you don't understand quantum mechanics." Through his work and his famous diagrams, he helped push particle physics forward. Many scientists believe that modern electronics owe a great deal to Feynman's contributions. And finally, Stephen Hawking and the mystery of black holes. Despite suffering from a severe illness, Hawking became one of the greatest scientific minds in history. For a long time, scientists thought black holes simply swallowed everything and never gave anything back. But Hawking proposed something remarkable. He showed that black holes can actually emit energy and slowly lose mass. Today, this idea is known as Hawking radiation. He spent much of his career trying to unite Einstein's theory of relativity with quantum mechanics, a challenge that remains one of the biggest mysteries in physics. What's fascinating is that many of these scientists were misunderstood during their lifetimes. Some were isolated, some struggled financially, and some were even considered eccentric. Yet today, much of the technology around us exists because of their discoveries. From electricity and the internet to satellites, computers, and nuclear energy, their ideas changed the world. Perhaps their greatest achievement wasn't just the equations they wrote. It was showing us that the universe is far stranger and more amazing than we ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, which theory do you think has had the greatest impact on our lives?